Welcome to this POSSE training video. In this video, I'll be showing you the basics of how to create, view, and manage documents in POSSE Web. We've got a lot to get to, so let's get started. We're going to start by pulling up the building permit search and searching for a specific file number. We'll open up that job and close out the search pane. Now I'm going to move to the Documents tab. The main way to add documents into POSSE Web is through the Documents tab. We have two options to do this. We either have the Upload button, or we can click and drag them from files on our computer. So let's try both. We'll do Upload first. Selecting that will pull up a file explorer on our system, and I can select a test document. Once I found the one I want, click Open. It will open up this little pop-up which tells me that it's completed its install of the document, and I can hit OK. And we'll get a brand new row in the Documents tab here. Now this is not saved yet, so we can fill out some information before we do. Author will be automatically populated, so I don't need to change that. But let's just select a type and subject for this document. We'll do PDF in general. Once we're done, we'll hit Save. Now we can see that it's moved the row down to the bottom because of its default sorting, and we have a new document in POSSE Web. Let's try a few different other ways to upload. The original Upload button can also allow you to select multiple options. So if I hold Shift or Control while selecting these, I can grab multiple documents and do the same thing. Pops up with both of them and uploads both of them. Again, I'll add a type and description to these. And hit Save. Now the same thing can be done by simply clicking and dragging documents from your computer. I have a document on my desktop right now, which is off screen. I'm going to drag this into the Documents tab, and you'll notice it says drop files to upload and highlights the whole grid. I simply release the document, it uploads automatically, I hit OK, and we have the exact same option. That's how you upload documents into POSSE Web from your computer. Now that we've uploaded some documents, let's talk about the information in the Documents grid. We have lots of different columns that show different information, and we also have the ability to move those columns around. Say I would like to see the author ahead of the other information, I can certainly do that by clicking and dragging until you see the green check mark, and then releasing. Now POSSE will remember any changes that I make here so that every time I log back into a building permit, any columns that I've resized or moved will be in the place that I last left them. We also have the ability to export to Excel this list. Exporting this will generate a document with all of the same columns that we're seeing here. So it will not contain any of the documents in the grid, but it will contain a list of everything that is shown here currently in the format of an Excel document. If a document shows quite a bit of information, lots of rows, there's a few different options for being able to organize and find what you're looking for. The first is being able to click sort on any of the columns that you see here. Simply by clicking a column once or twice, you can change the sort value to be associated to that column. Additionally, if you're looking for something specific, you can use the text search functionality in the top right of the grid to find a particular keyword. In this case, we could look for application, and it will look through the description column here and find the application word and filter down to only showing those rows. You'll notice over here that we are now currently showing 2 of 7 total documents. To release that filter, we'll simply hit the X button. Next, let's talk about viewing the details on a particular document. Over on the left of our grid, we have the In Context Edit button. which pulls up details of the document in its own window. Here we can see the author, which can be edited. And here's where we can edit the description. So if we wanted to change this to just say test, we could hit OK and save that, and it would save the description of that document. Other information is also available here if you scroll, and these windows are resizable. The other tabs, there's the new Edit Open tab, which allows you to upload a revision of the same document right here. So if I were to click and drag a document into this window, instead of uploading a brand new document, it would instead install a new revision, in this case revision number 2 of the same document. The Jobs tab shows any related jobs to this particular document. In this case, it's only being shown on the POSSE building permit we're looking at, so it's only going to show one row here. The Security tab mostly stays blank unless you've chosen to override the default security. Let's try that. If we select the checkbox here to override default security, which allows us to limit security to any access groups we specify in this grid. We'll select an access group from the magnifying glass on the right, and let's look for building division. And this will search through all of the possible access groups. Now let's select building division users modify. Select OK. And then let's go ahead and give them read, modify, delete, secure, lock, and unlock privileges. This is going to limit security to only users that have this access group and only allow them to do the things specified here. All other users will not be allowed to perform any actions on this document. Last is the Customer tab here, which works very much the same as the Jobs tab and only shows any related customers to this particular document. The TMK tab that shows any parcels that are related to this document. And the Notes tab. This simply allows us to add a specific note commenting on this particular document. We'll just type test, hit OK, and it adds a row here to the Notes tab. Notes are covered in more detail in a different video. We'll select OK, and that closes out of the document. Now you will notice that the description is now changed with the edits we made inside of the in-context edit. So be sure to save to keep those changes. Another way to view a document's details is to use the green play button here. Now this one will open the document, but it will do so in a separate tab in our browser. So you'll see we have this tab now open, and we still have our building permit open in the second tab. All of the same details we were looking at earlier and the same tabs are available here. Next in the grid, we also have the download button. This allows us to download and view any of the documents we're seeing here. Let's download this over-the-counter application. It's going to download with the file name right there. It saves to our downloads folder, but we can also access it by simply opening it right here, which will open in its own tab inside of our browser. And we can see the building permit application and all its information. I'm going to close that tab. To delete a document permanently in POSSE Web, you'll do so using the X on the right side of the Documents grid. Now this is not available to me right now because my current user does not have privileges to delete documents. Instead, what I can do is using the green play button, select a particular document, go to the Jobs tab, and then remove any relationships to the building permit that I'm looking at right here to unrelate it. And click Save. Going back to the building permit and clicking Retrieve, we'll see that that document is no longer in the Documents grid because it has been unrelated from the Document tab. Now, if I would like to modify an existing document, I can do so by navigating to the document in POSSE Web. We'll use the green play button to pull it up in a new tab. We'll select the new Edit Open tab to see all of the revisions of the document, and we'll download the most recent revision, which is number 3. That'll appear at the bottom of Google Chrome, and I can click on this little arrow here and click Show in Folder to see that it's appeared in my Downloads folder on my computer. From here, I can simply open the document. It's going to appear in Word. I'll enable editing, and I'll make a quick change. Once I've made my change, I can save it to my computer. I just use the Control-S shortcut, but of course you can save this way as well. And I'm going to close out of Word. Back in POSSE Web, what I'm going to do is pull up my Downloads folder once again, and now we have the new version of the document that we saved. And I'm just going to click and drag right into the new Edit Open tab, which immediately creates a brand new revision and includes all of the changes that I made to that Word document. I can hit save and close out of this tab, and then hit retrieve, and we're now seeing our new 4th revision for this modified document. This method of modifying document revisions allows you to maintain a complete history of a document's changes. We covered a lot of ground today, so let's recap quickly before we end this video. First, we talked about uploading documents to the Docs tab, either by the Upload button or from drag and drop from our computer. We talked about the ability to export to Excel, as well as filtering based on text search, and organizing columns by dragging and dropping them, as well as sorting based on column values. We talked about the ability to edit and modify the details of a document using the in-context edit, as well as navigating to the document with the green play button. And then lastly, we talked about downloading, modifying, and re-uploading documents as a new revision. So that was a lot of information. So feel free to pause the video and go back to cover any information you didn't get the first time. That's about it. Thanks for watching.